All right. Hi, Kayla. Welcome to the book down. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
All right. We're gonna go into our question and answer portion. All right. Was there a lot of pressure from fans or anyone being captain? If so, how did you handle it?
It wasn't a lot of pressure necessarily where it fazed me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people had their opinions of who they wanted to be captain, if they wanted me to be captain or if they didn't want to be captain. You know, it was support and it was non-support. But either way, it was never pressure where I'm worried about somebody's comments. So now I'm pressured to be captain.
Mm-hmm.
It was more so opinions. So yes, it was a lot of opinions. Was I pressured about the opinions? No. Was I phased from the opinions? No. Because either way, I was captain.
Right.
So.
Okay. How was it moving from Atlanta to Mississippi on your own? Do you have any advice or tips on someone who will do the same?
Moving from Atlanta to Mississippi was a challenge, but it was never like I hadn't been to Mississippi before.
Right.
You know, most of my family, my mom, dad, born and raised in Mississippi, went to Jackson State, grandparents, bred, believed JSU. So it wasn't like JSU was new to me, just the style of dance was new to me. So I would say learning that style of dance, considering I had no history in J-Sette at all, or bucking or any of that, was different. I did have to work extra hard. So my best advice would be to some person who's switching dance styles, is if you really want this, you have to work for it. You know,
Watch other people.
Watch other people, but also don't forget where you came from, because I can say that's what distinguished me from others. Even though I wasn't used to the J-Sette style, I learned it, I slept it, watched it 24/7, but I still incorporated me into it. I didn't forget where I came from, the type of dancing I knew, the type of dancing that I grew up watching too. So if you really want something, you gotta work for it. So that's my best advice.
So speaking on that, I'm gonna add my own little question there. People, you had some criticism about people liking the new style. Some people didn't. How did you feel about that? Did you care? I mean, we need
That's
to change
the question.
it.
Did I care? Not necessarily did I care. This is what I have to say to that comment. Dance as a whole evolved.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Back all the way when J-Settes first began, it wasn't 15 counts thrown in a song. It was one count done that entire song, you know? So I feel like people and fans need to understand dance evolves. And dance can stay, yes, you have those fans who are ride or die, old school J-Sette. Yes, and that's your style, that's your preference. But it couldn't stay like that all the way into 2020. You know what I'm saying? Because dance evolves. We had to keep up with social media. We had to keep up with how everyone's changing. We had to keep up with stunts. We had to keep up with switching from stunts to something else. We had to keep up from technical. So dance evolved, the world evolved, and J-Sette was either gonna get left behind or they was gonna hop on the train and be top. Like that's just what it was. So I didn't really care for the comments.
I agree. Okay. Is there any other team you would have tried out if you hadn't made J-Sette?
If I hadn't made J-Sette, okay, let me say it like this. I love Stingettes, probably would have been a Stingette. If I wouldn't have made J-Sette, would I have tried out for Stingettes? No, because one, my first option of going to school was Auburn. I was ride or die Auburn, okay? I wanted to go to Auburn, so it was like, oh yes, I would have loved to be a Stingette, but do I want to go to Alabama State? No, you know what I'm saying? So if, you know, I had dreams like, oh, okay, I could see myself as a Stingette, well then, you know, like, I like their style, but would I have tried out for it? No, not just because I just didn't want to go to that school. So, but that would have been an option if I didn't care for going to Alabama State, but if I didn't make J-Sette, I would have been in Auburn.
Okay. All right. Is there anything you wish you could have done differently as captain?
It's a lot, but I feel like everything happens for a reason. You know, I could sit on here and go all day about how, oh, I wish I would have did this. Yeah. I wish I would have talked to her more. I wish I would have really understood what was going on here. I wish I would have switched this dance to this. Like, I literally could write a page. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like I did everything. Everything that I did was supposed to be done. Because God wanted it that way. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was good or bad for the team, whether it was good or bad on me, whether it affected me, whether it affected the team, I feel like everything happens for a reason. So I don't regret anything that I did. I could probably say I wish I would have been more of a morning person because y'all know I was never a morning person. So anytime I had to be up dealing with y'all and y'all was messing up with, I probably say I could have, you know, had a better attitude in the morning, I can say. But, you know, everything, like I said, everything happens for a reason, so I don't regret anything. And I think I did everything the way it was supposed to be done, the way God intended it for it to be done.
Great. You're a wonderful captain. And a mother. So, last question, what's next for Kayla?
What's next for Kayla? Dance. I'm never gonna stop dancing.
Studio coming soon?
If a studio comes, it's literally gonna be so far down the line. Only because I don't dream of opening a studio. That's not my dream. So my dream is to become a choreographer. And I feel like if I have a studio somewhere, I'm gonna be stuck in that one place. If I have a studio in Jackson, if I have a studio in Atlanta, I'm gonna be stuck in Atlanta because I'm gonna be tending to, I gotta watch my babies, you know. But I don't want to do that. My dream is to be a choreographer and travel the world teaching dance, but not majorette. What's next for Kayla is I'm leaving majorette behind altogether. I'm not going to be doing camps. I'm not going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff because I'm ready to move on. Yeah. I'm ready to get into hip hop. And even though I'm moving on with different styles of dancing, I'm not going to forget what I learned as a J-Sette. Because that's what's going to set me apart from the next dancer. Okay? Never forgetting where I came from, just like in high school. Never forgetting what I learned in high school to then become a J-Sette. You know what I'm saying? So when I move on to try to do jazz or hip hop or heels, you know, I'm not going to forget what I learned here. My foundation. So that's what's next for me.
Yay. Thank you, Kay.